It was a normal morning in a normal city, built brick by brick. No sirens, no warnings, just 8:15 in the morning. In one single moment, the sun fell from the sky. An entire city was erased. Homes, schools, hospitals, destroyed brick by brick. Those who survived walked through silence in a world that no longer felt real. And just 3 days later, history repeated itself. This is Hiroshima and Nagasaki, December 7th, 1941, 7:48 in the morning. Without warning, the sky filled with aircraft. Bombs struck ships at anchor. Men were trapped below decks. Some never reached the surface. In under 2 hours, Pearl Harbor was in ruins. Over 2,400 Americans were dead. This moment did not end a war. It began a path. While the Pacific burned, Europe was already collapsing. London endured nightly bombings. Cities across the continent fell. At Stalingrad, armies froze and bled. At Normandy, the world watched soldiers charge into gunfire. This was no longer one war. It was a global collapse unfolding at once. And America was fighting on two fronts. By 1944, the tide began to turn. Allied forces pushed through Europe. Paris was liberated. Berlin trembled. In 1945, Germany surrendered. But in the Pacific, the war refused to end. Japanese cities burned under firebombs. Yet surrender never came. The world stood at a crossroads. Peace in one hemisphere, devastation in another. With Europe at peace, America turned fully toward Japan. An invasion was planned. The estimates were staggering, millions dead. Then, a different option emerged. A weapon born in secrecy, tested once in the desert, never used in war. The decision was made. Some wounds were visible, others were not. Radiation followed the survivors home, into their blood, their bones, their future. Illness appeared months later, years later, sometimes decades later. The damage could not be buried. When the bombing ended, the destruction remained. Entire neighborhoods were gone. Infrastructure collapsed. Cities stopped functioning. For those who survived, there was no return to normal, only survival. When the explosions ended, what followed was silence. Cities were gone, hospitals destroyed, families erased. Those who survived searched for water, for loved ones, for answers. The war was over, but survival had just begun. Medical systems had collapsed. Doctors were killed or injured. Hospitals were destroyed. Food, water, and treatment were scarce. Many received no help at all. Survival depended on chance. Survivors became known as hibakusha. Many developed illnesses years later. Leukemia, cancer, chronic disease. Some effects appeared decades after exposure. Medical monitoring continues to this day. Many survivors faced discrimination. Employers hesitated. Marriages were refused. Fear followed them for decades, not from the blast, but from misunderstanding. The bombings marked the beginning of the nuclear age. Weapons grew more powerful. The risk became global. The war ended in 1945, but its legacy reshaped the world. Japan rebuilt its cities, but recovery is not the same as healing. Survivors carried stigma, children carried fear, generations carried questions. Even today, the impact remains, in bodies, in memories, in silence. Some effects of war never fully end.